This
Jaundice,
conference will
that means
now be recorded.
okay. Inflammation of liver leads to manifestation of jaundice. Jaundice manifests in the form of yellowish discoloration of eyes and urine. And constitutional features like fever, fatigability, malaise, all of those are constitutional features. Constitutional features are non-specific symptoms of any viral infection seen in viral infected patients because of inflammatory pyrogens like interleukin 1 and interleukin 6. These interleukins increase thermostatic setting point of hypothalamus. That's why patient experience fever while infected with viral infections. Chronic hepatitis means inflammation of liver for more than 6 months. Cirrhosis, end-stage liver disease, that is inflammation of liver tissue replaced by fibrotic tissue, that is called as cirrhosis. Cirrhosis is a end-stage liver disease after chronic hepatitis. This is the natural spectrum of chronic viral infections. First, initially, virus cause acute hepatitis. Later, after 6 months, it can cause chronic hepatitis. Later, chronic hepatitis leads to end-stage liver disease, that is cirrhosis. Fulminant hepatitis means acute necrosis of more than 90% of liver parenchyma leads to fulminant hepatitis. That is uh, altered coagulopathy. That is the deficient production of clotting factors. Production of clotting factor is a function of liver disease, liver parenchyma. If liver is inflamed or damaged, there is no production of clotting factors, leads to coagulopathy. Coagulopathy means abnormality of clotting. That is seen in fulminant hepatitis. Fulminant hepatitis is a life-threatening condition. Almost 90% of patients with fulminant hepatitis can die. These are the various types of hepatotropic viruses. Those are hepatitis A, B, C, D, and E. Among these, hepatitis A is a non-enveloped single-stranded virus. Hepatitis A and E are non-enveloped hepatotropic viruses. Remaining all are single-stranded enveloped viruses. Among these, HBV is only double-stranded DNA virus. Remaining all are single-stranded RNA viruses. For route of transmission of hepatitis A and E is fecal-oral route of transmission. For hepatitis B, C, D, parental route of transmission. Parental means accidental needle punctures or blood transfusions. Vertical or sexual transmission. Vertical means transmission of virus infection from mother to fetus. Age group affected in viral hepatitis A is children. Age group affected in viral hepatitis E is young adults and adolescents. Hepatitis B, C, D can infect any age group through parental route, that is blood transfusion or accidental injury, needle puncture in healthcare workers or any persons, or sharing of needles during IV drug abuse. Carrier state seen only in hepatitis B and C. What is carrier state? Carrier state means patient infected with virus, but there is no manifestation of clinical signs of disease like jaundice or features of hepatic failure, but patient are infectious to other. That is called as carrier state. Carrier state commonly seen in hepatitis B and hepatitis C virus. Incubation period of hepatitis A is 10 to 15 days. The incubation period very short for hepatitis A and hepatitis C. Average incubation period for hepatitis A is 25 days, and average incubation period for hepatitis E is around 30 days. That is 2 to 9 weeks. An incubation period for hepatitis B is 50 to 180 days, and while hepatitis C is 40 to 120 days, and hepatitis D is 2 to 12 weeks. Chronicity is seen in only hepatitis B and hepatitis C infection. Chronicity means inflammation of liver and parenchyma persists more than 6 months. Chronicity is seen in only in hepatitis B and hepatitis C and hepatitis D. Chronicity not seen in hepatitis A and hepatitis C. Hepatitis A and hepatitis E infections are self-limiting. They are recovered within 6 months. That's why they are called as acute hepatitis, caused by viral hepatitis A and E. Those are only acute infections. Chronicity is seen only in hepatitis B, C, D. There are vaccine available for only two viruses. Those are hepatitis A and hepatitis B. Vaccine is not routinely given for viral hepatitis A. Only hepatitis A vaccine given for children or neonates. Adults don't require hepatitis A vaccine because most of the adults are immune to hepatitis A virus. But vaccine for hepatitis B is required. Every person on the earth requires hepatitis B vaccination. everyone must be vaccinated because there is a chance of getting infected with hepatitis B. Coming to hepatitis A, hepatitis C is also known as infectious hepatitis, also known as epidemic jaundice, because most of the epidemics comes as like coronavirus. Hepatitis A is also through food and water contamination. That's why it is called as epidemic jaundice. The disease is heralded by non-specific symptoms like constitutional features like fever, chills, jaundice, and fatigue, and generalized weakness, pains. These are because of these constitutional features are because of excessive production of inflammatory cytokines like interleukin 1 and 6. The disease has complete recovery within 6 months. That's why it is called as acute hepatitis. The RNA responsible for acute hepatitis A is hepatitis A. It is naked virus, that is no envelope. That's why it is called as naked virus. It is hepatitis A virus disinfected by formalin. It is a heat resistant. Even it can last for 1 hour at 60 degrees. The reservoir of hepatitis A infection is only humans. Okay, there is no other animal sources. Only human source of infection is there for hepatitis A infection. The risk of transmission of hepatitis A is greater between 2 weeks before and 1 week after the onset of jaundice. If a patient develops jaundice 2 weeks before the onset of jaundice, 1 week after the onset of jaundice, is highly infectious to other persons. Infective material is human feces or urine. Even all the ages are affected by hepatitis A. Only manifestations of disease seen in only children, because most of the adults are immune to hepatitis A virus infection. Both the sexes are equally susceptible. Immunity lasts for once the patient infected with hepatitis A virus, immunity lasts longer. That is throughout the life. Most of the cases are seen during monsoons, during rainy periods, because of fecal contamination of food and water. The incubation period is around 10 to 15 days. Mode of transmission is fecal-oral route, parental route, and sexual transmission. Very rare. The route of transmission through parental route is very rare because blood and blood products are these, because persistence of IgG antibodies clear the virus from circulation. That's why parental route of transmission is very rare. And the recent discovery of fourth generation ELISA eliminate most of the blood products contaminated with hepatitis A virus. That's why nowadays hepatitis A virus infection through blood transfusion can be possible. For diagnosis of hepatitis A virus, we have to isolate virus from infected patient feces, blood, or bile by immunoelectron microscopy, or through virus isolation or detection of IgM antibody or IgG antibody by ELISA. And biochemical tests are LFT. We have to order for liver function test to assess the function of liver parenchyma. Those liver function tests are bilirubin, serum SGOT, SGPT, serum albumin, PT, and APTT. Molecular diagnosis is done by RT-PCR. RT-PCR assess the quantification of disease by assessing the levels of HBV viral RNA. This is the natural course or graphical representation of onset of symptoms or manifestations and signs of hepatitis A. First, with up to 2 weeks, there is an incubation period for hepatitis A, followed by within 2 to 4 weeks, there is a persistence of viremia. Viremia means circulation of virus in the blood or replication of virus in liver parenchyma. And we can isolate virus in pieces from 2 weeks to 4 weeks. There is elevated transaminases or appearance of jaundice around 3 to 4 weeks, between the 3 to 4 weeks. There is appearance of IgM antibody between 3 to 4 weeks. Once IgM disappears, there is appearance of IgG antibodies. Appearance of IgG antibodies means complete recovery of the patient. There is no need of, there is a patient, once IgG antibody appeared, there is a chance of recurrent infection is very unlikely. Preventive measures are hygienic measures. We have to maintain hygienic measure to prevent infected with hepatitis A virus. Passive immunization very rarely done for immunocompromised children. These are human immunoglobulin gamma globulins are extracted from previously infected patients' sera. These immunoglobulins are infused to in acute infected patient to prevent fulminant hepatitis in immunocompromised patients. Active immunization done for children, not for adults. Till now, there is no specific antiviral drugs discovered for hepatitis A virus infection. Coming to hepatitis B also known as serum hepatitis. Before 1980, there is no ELISA test for this for a diagnosed hepatitis B virus or any viral infection. That's why most of the hemophilic patients, most of the patients undergoing hemodialysis for chronic kidney disease, they are infected with hepatitis B virus because we cannot diagnose hepatitis B virus through blood products. After 1980, there is a discovery of ELISA. With the discovery of ELISA, we can identify those patients infected with hepatitis B through this identification of IgG and IgM antibodies. If there is a HBs antigen or antibodies against HBs Ig present, we cannot transfuse those blood products to hemophilics or any indication for blood transfusion. That's why hepatitis B also now rare through blood products. The main route of transmission of hepatitis B is parental route. That is accidental puncture of needle. Acute illness manifests like same hepatitis A, like inflammation of liver and parenchyma leads to appearance of jaundice and constitutional features. In severe cases, they can lead to fulminant hepatitis and leads to death of the patient. There are many antigens in HBV virus. The significant type of HBV viral particle infecting the patient is 42 nanometer double-shelled DNA virus. It is also known as DANE particle because it contains the DNA material. It is infective to the other patient. It can replicate in liver cell. HBV has three morphological forms. One is spherical, one is elongated, another one is double-shelled envelope virus. These two isoforms are non-infectious to another persons, but this viral particle is very much infectious to another person. From it infect one patient to another person because it contains double-stranded DNA. It infect other persons. These two forms don't contain these DNA material. That's why these two particles are not infectious to other persons. This is the only infectious particle. That's why this is very important. The characteristic feature of hepatitis B virus is this is a double-stranded DNA with partial single-stranded DNA. This is the components of HBV particle. Outer surface envelope. This is the HBs AG antigen. This is DNA polymerase. This is double-stranded DNA. The main reservoir of infection is humans. The human-to-human transmission through parental route through infected material or infected body secretions of the patient. 90% of the patient develop acute infection and 10% of the patients develop chronic infection. High risk persons get infected with hepatitis B are people from endemic regions. Endemic regions means like India, tropical countries like India, and babies or mothers with chronic hepatitis B are intravenous drug abusers and people with multiple sexual partners, hemophilics, other patients requiring blood and blood products treatment. Today, now in 21st century, through blood transfusion, getting HBV infection is very rare. Healthcare personnel have contacted blood are patients who are immunocompromised. Among the three antigens, HBsAg antigen is very important to diagnose or screen the patient with hepatitis B virus. HBsAg antigen is helps us to assess the quantity of infection. That is, it is a qualitative marker of viral infection. HBsAg is a quantitative marker of viral infection. HBsAg, we cannot isolate HBsAg because HBsAg is covered by envelope antigen HBsAg. That's why antibodies can't detect HBsAg antigen in blood. The incubation period of hepatitis B virus is 45 to 180 days. It is a parental route, that is IV drug abusers and health workers are increased risk. Vertical transmission means from mother to baby, transmission of hepatitis B virus is known as vertical transmission. It is very rarely seen because placenta acts as a barrier for transmission of hepatitis B virus from mother to baby. But during third stage of labor, baby face and mucous membrane contaminated with the mother blood. That is the risk of transmission to baby. These are diagnostic feature. How we can diagnose hepatitis B virus based on serology, liver function tests, and estimation of HB viral DNA by RT-PCR or liver biopsy. Liver biopsy is very rarely done nowadays because of increased chance of bleeding. These are the serological markers of hepatitis B infection. HBsAg. This is the first antigen to appear in the blood in a patient infected with hepatitis B virus. HBsAg acts as a quantitative marker of hepatitis B virus infection. HBsAg acts as a qualitative marker of viral infection because HBV presence of hepatitis B antigen indicates virus is actively replicating. And other serological markers are presence of antibodies. Anti-HBs antibodies means if we can estimate IgG anti-HBs antibody, patient is most likely recovered from hepatitis B virus infection. And the other antibodies we can estimate here IgM anti-HBC and IgG anti-HBC. IgM anti-HBC persists for 3 to 6 months. IgG anti-HBC persists for lifelong. This is the natural course or the graphical representation of appearance of antigens and antibodies in a patient with hepatitis B viral infection. First antigen to appear in a blood in a patient with hepatitis B virus is HBsAg, followed by hepatitis B Ag. Hepatitis B Ag means envelope antigen. SAG means surface antigen. Within 8 weeks, there is appearance of hepatitis B HBs antigen and HBAg antigen. Within 12 weeks, we can identify anti-HBs, anti-HBC IgM antibodies, followed by IgG anti-HBs, which is persists for lifelong. At the time of 20th week, we can estimate IgG anti-IgM or IgG anti-HB antibodies. This is the profile of Ig antibodies or antigens in a patient with hepatitis B. If the patient positive for HBsAg antigen and HBAg antigen and IgM anti-HBC, that means acute viral infection, that is acute hepatitis. Wherever IgM antibody is present, that is called as acute hepatitis. Whenever if we estimate or if we separate IgG antibody, that is chronic infection. Presence of IgG antibody indicates chronic infection. Presence of IgM antibody indicates acute infection. This is the clinical scenario of acute hepatitis. That is presence of HBsAg, presence of HBAg, presence of anti-HBC antibodies is acute hepatitis. Presence of IgG antibody with the presence of HBsAg and HBAg is called chronic hepatitis. Once patient developed IgG anti-HBe or anti-HBs antibodies, that means recovery of the patient. Presence of these two antibodies indicate patient is recovered from the hepatitis B virus. 90% of the patient infected with hepatitis B virus are recovered. Only 10% of the patient developed chronic infection. There are vaccines available for hepatitis B virus. These vaccination given at a schedule of 3 doses. Starting dose at a 0 dose followed by after 1 month and after 6 months. 2 doses after 0 dose given at 1 month and 6 months. Every person must be vaccinated for hepatitis B virus to prevent getting infected with hepatitis B virus. Hepatitis B immunoglobulins are given to those patients are accidentally exposed to patient blood infected with hepatitis B blood. That's why those patients only we have to give hepatitis B immunoglobulin. These hepatitis B immunoglobulins are given to accidental needle punctures or IV drug abusers. Those who are exposed to hepatitis B are high risk group. We have to screen for blood products contaminated with hepatitis B virus through 4th generation ELISAs. This is the dose of hepatitis B serotypes. This is the hepatitis B serotypes 1, 2, 3. We have to give zero dose. Followed after 1 month, we have to give another dose. After 6 months, we have to give another dose. The dose is 0.5 ml given at IM route, and anterolateral side. Ideal site for vaccine administration is anterolateral side of the mid thigh. These are the antiviral drugs to treat hepatitis B virus. Interferon alpha, lamivudine, telbivudine, edifovir, tenofovir, entecavir. These are the entecavir and tenofovir are the recent newer drugs discovered against hepatitis B virus. These antiviral drugs can cure hepatitis B virus up to 80% of the patients. That's why remember entecavir and tenofovir. Coming to hepatitis C virus, hepatitis C is far more dangerous than hepatitis B virus because 90% of the patients infected with hepatitis B virus get recovered. But patients infected with hepatitis C, almost 60 to 80% develop chronic hepatitis. That's why hepatitis C is far more dangerous than hepatitis B virus. But in Indian population, hepatitis B virus patients are more than hepatitis C virus patients. The main route of transmission of hepatitis C virus similar to hepatitis B, that is parental route of transmission. Almost 60% of patients with hepatitis C virus can develop chronicity, that is they will land up in cirrhosis or develop hepatocellular carcinoma. Hepatitis C and hepatitis B are one of the etiological factors for development of hepatocellular carcinoma in India. Almost 60% of hepatitis B carriers. Carrier means there is manifestation without manifestation of clinical signs. Patient have infection. Almost 60% of hepatitis B virus carriers in India can develop hepatocellular carcinoma. There are about 12.5 million patients with HCV infection present in India. This is hepatitis C virus. It comes under Hep C virus, comes under family Flaviviridae. It is a single stranded and enveloped virus. It approximate diameter is 16 nanometer. It has envelope. The incubation period is 40 to 120 days. The route of transmission is similar to hepatitis B virus vaccine. The routes of transmission are intravenous drug use, health exposure, that is blood transfusion, transmission of blood products, and organ transplant without HCV screening. Nowadays, with the help of fourth generation ELISA, it can be avoided. Health exposure is very minimal. Hemodialysis patient, accidental injuries or needle shafts or sexual or multiple sexual partners or vertical transmission. Similar to hepatitis B virus, vertical transmission also possible for hepatitis C virus. Diagnosed based on detection of HCV antibody by ELISA or isolate viral RNA by RT-PCR. HCV RNA is a qualitative marker of hepatitis C virus infection. Based upon this investigation, we can prescribe patients antiviral drugs. There are too many antiviral drugs discovered recently for hepatitis C virus. HCV antigen is rarely isolated. This is not a clinical importance. Main diagnostic markers are HCV antibody and HCV viral RNA. Preventive markers are avoid accidental injuries and screening of blood products with ELISA. Treatment antiviral drugs discovered for HCV is interferon alpha, ribavirin. Recent drugs are declotazavir, velpatasvir. They are not important to you. Hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is a parasite virus. That means it infect persons only associated with hepatitis B virus because it is a with envelope of hepatitis B virus is very weak. It needs to mingle with hepatitis B virus. That's why without the hepatitis B virus, hepatitis B virus can't be survive. Isolated viral infection with hepatitis B is very rare, very rare. It can't be possible. It only infect patient with hepatitis B. That's why it is called as subviral particle of hepatitis B virus. This is about 36 to 38 nanometer particle. Outer coat composed of H base Ag surrounding single stranded RNA. That means viral particle mainly composed of this single-stranded RNA surrounded by H base site. This envelope needs for survival of this hepatitis D virus. That's why only hepatitis B virus infected patient can develop hepatitis D. Normal persons can't infected with hepatitis D. That's why it is called as satellite virus. It replicates only in the presence of HBV. Incubation period is around 2 to 12 weeks. Mode of transmission is similar to HBV, that is parental. There are two terms specify HBV infection, that is co-infection and superinfection. Co-infection means simultaneous infection of HBV and HBV. Superinfection means initially patient infected with HBV, later patient infected with hepatitis D virus, that is superinfection. Co-infection means simultaneous infection of HBV and HDV. And serological markers are delta antigen, HDV D for delta antigen isolated by immunofluorescence, and anti-delta antibodies. IgM antibodies appears within 2 to 3 weeks. IgG antibodies appears within 6 months. They persist for lifelong. This is the natural spectrum or a time after exposure with the HDV infection. Simultaneous, we can estimate in patient with co-infection, we can estimate the simultaneous appearance of HBsAg and HDV RNA. After 4 to 6 months, there is development of anti-HBs and anti-HDV antibodies. Presence of IgG anti-HDV antibodies, presence of IgG anti-HBs antibodies indicate recovery of the patient from infection. These are the clinical features. Within 2 weeks, there is a manifestation of clinical features, that is jaundice and the elevation of liver function test. Later, appearance of HBsAg and HDV RNA. Later, appearance of antibodies. This is already described. This is co-infection and superinfection. Coming to hepatitis C, similar to hepatitis A, hepatitis C is also for predilection for young adults and children. The route of transmission of hepatitis C virus also through picoviral, contamination of food and water. Mostly hepatitis E virus affects young adults and pregnant women. In pregnant women, hepatitis C virus causes fulminant hepatitis. Fulminant hepatitis means 90% of hepatic parenchyma cells are destroyed, leading to abnormal coagulopathy or impaired consciousness of the patient. What are the main functions of liver? The main functions of liver are carbohydrate metabolism, lipid metabolism, and protein metabolism, and excretion of bile or cholesterol, and excretion of certain hormones, and excretion of and destruction of toxins or detoxification of blood products, and metabolism of many drugs. If liver is damaged, these toxins are accumulated in blood, leads to impaired cognition, or patient goes into coma. That is called as hepatic coma. That is also known as liver-induced coma. Seen in acute fulminant hepatitis patient, acute fulminant hepatitis caused by hepatitis E virus in a pregnant patients. It caused 2% of fatality rate. Fatality means death of the patient. Only two persons infected with hepatitis C virus among 100 patients will die because of hepatitis C virus due to acute fulminant hepatic failure. The average incubation period of hepatitis C virus is 3 to 8 weeks. And appearance of IgG antibody indicates recovery from hepatitis E virus. Both hepatitis A virus and hepatitis C virus are self-limiting and recovered within 6 months. That's why they cause only acute hepatitis. There is no chronicity seen in hepatitis E virus. Very rare cases, chronicity we can see in hepatitis C virus, that is organ transplanted patients. Organ transplant means liver transplant or renal transplant. Those if kidney infected with hepatitis C virus, the transplanted patient can develop hepatitis C virus. In those patients, we can see very rarely chronic infection because of immunosuppression in organ transplanted patients. The diameter of hepatitis C virus is 29 to 32 nanometer. It is a non-analog single-stranded genome. Only double-stranded DNA virus among the heterotrophic viruses are hepatitis B. Remaining all are single-stranded viruses. This is the only virus have animal reservoir. Remaining all the viruses have human reservoir. Undercooked pork or undercooked meat can transmit hepatitis C virus. This is transmitted by fecal oral route. This is the natural course or weeks after the exposure with the appearance of viremia in blood or appearance elevation of liver enzymes or presence of IgG anti-HB. Presence of IgG anti-HEV at the time of 11 to 12 weeks indicates recovery from infection. ELISA available for detection of IgG and IgM antibodies against hepatitis C virus. Prevention, maintain hygienic measures. Hepatitis G virus is very clinically very insignificant. Very rarely persons are infected with hepatitis G virus. That too, hepatitis G virus only infect those are immunosuppressed patients or patients require repeated blood transfusions like hemophiliacs or patient on hemodialysis for chronic kidney disease or patients with intravenous drug abuse. These patients only develop hepatitis G virus, but the manifestations of hepatitis G virus is very insignificant. That's why clinically insignificant hepatitis G virus is clinically insignificant. Routine on clinical OPD, we cannot see hepatitis G virus. Remaining all infections like hepatitis A to E, we can see in the routine OPDs, but hepatitis G virus, we cannot see. Thank you very much. Okay, okay. Mm. Hepatitis